Hi, I'm Rick Ducey, Managing Director of BIA Kelsey. And in today's session, I wanted to introduce John Clark, who's the Executive Director of NAB's Pilot Initiative, and welcome you, John, and Pilot as an association sponsor of our conference, BIA Kelsey Next, which we're holding December 5-7 in Boston. So, John, for the people in our community, we welcome your sponsorship and your participation in the event. But tell us a bit about Pilot. What are you guys up to there?
Sure, and Rick, thanks so much for letting us be a part of the of Next. It's a good deal. So Pilot is a coalition of sorts, educators, advocates, certainly broadcasters, and the point is to push the boundaries further. The point is to push forward broadcaster innovation, push forward broadcast technology. As our CTO likes to say, really the goal of Pilot is to see farther, faster. So we do that by working with our broadcast members, of course, but also starting to work more and more with people necessarily outside of the broadcast industry, and seeing where those industries collide to some degree, where one industry intersects with ours. That's where we believe good things that can happen. So it really is about new programs, new initiatives, new partnerships. And new people, really, again, pushing forward and looking further into the future faster.
Excellent. Well, the future is going to happen anyway, with or without our permission, so I might as well step in there and take a turn at the steering wheel when we can. So at that conference, let me just tell you a few things about what we're doing at the conference that I'm hopeful will be really interesting to Pilot members and supporters. Broadcasting is critical. We do an advertising forecast for total ad spend in the U.S. targeting local audiences, which is, of course, very interesting to a key part of the membership, local broadcasters. And broadcasters now, based on our analysis, get about 5% of the revenue from their various digital initiatives. For some broadcasters, that's double digits, but on average, it's about 5%. And we just released a forecast this week. In fact, we'll talk more about this at our conference. But $76 billion will be spent targeting local audiences using digital media platforms. And when we say digital, we're not talking like ATSC 3.0 or digital over the air. We're talking TCP/IP kind of digital. And broadcasters are looking to get some of that incremental digital spend. And in fact, in a few years, overall ad spend is going to be more digital than any traditional media platform, combined. So that's kind of what we're up to with this conference. And I know some of the technology initiatives you're doing. I mean, the point of those is develop new business opportunities and service opportunities for broadcasters in the communities they're serving, both advertisers and audiences. So that's kind of what we're up to. Does that sound like it might be a good fit?
It does. I mean, the stuff that you're talking about as it pertains to the folks that we work with on a day-to-day basis is something that's near and dear to my heart, but also to near and dear to their hearts. I like how you said that the notion of digital isn't necessarily ATSC3 in this context. It is, TCP/IP. A lot of the people we work with are who we consider our digital officers, and these are folks who are responsible for the digital revenue at their organizations. These are the chief digital officers of the various broadcast entities, and they live and breathe that version of digital. So I guess my question to you on behalf of them and even
Right.
some of our Pilot members is, so if I'm one of these chief digital officers and I'm coming to hang out with you and John and everybody else at Next, what am I going to take home?
That's a really good question. The way we've designed the conference, it kind of has a narrative flow. And so here's what we wanted to take home. 3 things. First, we have kind of the big picture. We're looking out to 2021. What are the plate tectonics, if you will, that are going to be shaping the digital and traditional media industries, and particularly with a skew towards the digital. So there we have thought leaders like Bruce Rogers, who's Forbes Chief Insight Officer. His community is the Forbes 2000 CMOs. There's a spend side, that's a kind of revenue that drives a lot of these digital business models. What are they thinking? And what is the future of advertising? Advertisers themselves are trying to figure out what consumers are up to and how to reach them. So we have Catherine Hayes, who's the Executive Director and co-founder of the Future of Advertising Center at Wharton School at UPenn, and she's going to talk about some of the major brands she's working with. What are they looking for from chief digital officers and broadcasters and other people in the digital mix? And then generally, there's a lot of so-called point solutions out there. You can do this, you can do that as an advertiser. Sort of local media investment and activation. I can do some broadcast, some radio, some digital out of home. But brands and marketers are looking more for integrated platform plays. And this is something that broadcasters, other people in the digital space are starting to understand. Do I publish through Facebook's Instant Stories platform? Do I create my own platform? So what are the platforms of the future? And so we're going to be talking about those kinds of things too. So big picture things, kind of plate tectonics is part one. Part two, who's doing what? I mean, looking ahead to 2017, what's exciting, what's challenging, what might work, and what kind of lessons do we have? So again, if people talk specifically about what they're doing in 2017 and trying, that will be in the context of panel discussions and also case studies. And then part three, so what? I got the big picture, I got the short-term picture of what's going to happen in 2017. So for some of the people in your community, John, the part three is interactive. We're going to have pop-up sessions. We'll invite our keynote speakers back to kind of hang out, to have interactive sessions. You can ask them questions, bounce ideas off them. So that's kind of the 1, 2, 3. For digital marketing, we're looking at that $46 billion in spend. Where's it going to go? Who's going to get it? And why are they going to get it?
Very cool. No, well, again, one of the reasons why we are sponsoring with you on this and why we're excited about it is we know it's a great opportunity for certainly the folks that we work with, and we're looking forward to joining you for some of these sessions, these pop-up sessions as you're talking about, as we look forward to the next 5 or so years. So no, it'll be a great event.
Awesome. Thank you again, John. And we look forward to having you and your community there in Boston for us with that BIA Kelsey Next conference. Thanks so much.
Thank you.